Welcome back to part 2 of What If Raditz was the legendary Super Saiyan. Today, we'll be continuing this series, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's free. You can always change your mind. Anyway, let us begin. And if you haven't watched the previous part, I recommend checking the last part. Anyway, let us begin. By now, Raditz has destroyed a huge population of Earth. And with most of the sea fighters are dead, everyone, well, they're all dead. Goku's dead, Piccolo's dead, Bulma's dead, Krillin's dead, Roshi's dead. Just everyone who was on the ship and everyone on the island just died. Of course, there is Yamcha and Tien, but I mean, what could they do against Raditz? The moment they tried to fight Raditz, they will pretty much be killed. Although Tien will be smart enough to not go to Raditz, so I'm pretty sure he would just just go to Kami's lookout and just think of a plan. Which Kami is suggesting that is to take him to King Kai's place, since what other choice he has? Oh wait, I just realized he can't. You wanna know why? Because when Piccolo's dead, this also includes Kami, and when Kami's dead, this also means the Dragon Balls are dead. So if you think Tien is going to get any cool training like getting Kaioken or Spirit Bomb, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. I mean, Mr. Popo cannot teleport him up there because I haven't seen him teleport as far as I know. And even if we wanted him to use the time chamber, he's not even strong enough to handle the room. And plus, even if we try to train in the surface, Raditz is going to scan his high power level, fly to him, and just kills him. So yeah. It's a lose-lose situation for Tien. So he either 1 tries to train and just dies, or 2 try to fight Tien and dies. It doesn't matter. Even so, if we just ignore Tien for a bit, it doesn't matter if we ignore him or not, because he's gonna die in the next part, regardless. So for now, I'm just gonna say that Tien's just gonna be killed. I'm sorry, Tien fans. It's how it is. But there is still hope for Earth. There is one last Earth defense, and that is our one enemy that against Son Goku. That is Dr. Gero. Dr. Gero still survived against Goku's mass murder against the Rebel Army. Gero was still hiding during the events. Of course, recording everything that was happening, getting those sweet DNA. However, since Raditz was going on a rampage killing everyone, he needs to work quickly. So he scrapped the DNA collecting and started focusing on Cell, since that's T-Cell on the last part. So he's paying all his work, all his attention towards his bio-android. And if he doesn't finish his android now, Earth will be ruined and there'll be nothing left to take over the world. And he has to do this really quickly, so Cell, he tried to make him as perfect as possible, although it might be a little hard to do since he's the only scientist left. However, he had to put his pride aside and has to go to Dr. Briefs. He hopefully thinks that Dr. Briefs is alive, so he sent a drone to that place. And lucky enough, Raditz hasn't really go to West City fully yet, but he is making his way there. And because of that, Dr. Gero is able to send a message to Dr. Briefs, telling him to get over here. If he wants to protect Earth, then he needs his assistance. Dr. Briefs has no idea who's contacting him, but knowing that this is the only way to save Earth, he decides to go with, and taking his wife. So they're able to make it to Dr. Gero's lab, where they're located, and he explains about the project known as Cell. Of course, he was originally going to make himself an android, and also kidnap a few teenagers to make androids, but since he was collecting DNA, he didn't really have time to do that since Earth is now at complete danger. Earth could probably be gone at least a few days or so, maybe less. And by the time the android is finished, which it might take him a year or 3, the Earth is going to be destroyed. And there's nothing left for him to take over or for everyone to survive, because he's going to be a wasteland at some point. So they need to work together, make their brains to one. Of course, Dr. Briefs knows about the Rebel Army and knows about Gero's not good, but he does make a valid point. If they don't work together, Earth is going to be destroyed and they'll be the last humans left. And of course, without any proper requirements and survival, they're just going to die. unless they turn themselves to androids. But no, they're not going to do that. So now both of them decide to work on Cell and try to fix him or build him as much as possible, giving Cell a lot of intelligence, a lot of power, and a lot of upgrades just to defeat Raditz. And I'll say they might took him at least a few days, unfortunately. So even if they able to do it a few days, unfortunately for them, well, Raditz has already destroyed a massive population of Earth. Although he made sure not to destroy everything like crazy, he wanted to keep few things intact so the planet could sell good. So during this time, he had no idea what to do. So Raditz he just trains. He trains up, try to at least increase battle power since he literally has nothing to do. He's stuck on the planet for a whole year. What he's supposed to do? Stand there and do nothing. And he makes sure not to destroy everything so he can keep the food and water healthy. Because after all, again, he needs to keep this planet at least not too destructive. At least keep some things intact so the planet can sell good. So yeah, he keeps a few cities alive. Just make sure he kills so many people or scare them off, and then kill them afterwards. So while Raditz is having his waiting time, just eating, training, sleeping, whatever Saiyans do. In the next 6 or 5 months, he suddenly sensed a huge power. This power is so strong that it almost reaches his level, even surpassing him. By now, I said Raditz, while training and doing whatever, he by now surpasses Vegeta's power level. And he even surpassed Sarbart and Dorius as well. I'll say during his training, I'll let you guys decide his power level, but I'll say he's above both Dodoria and, Sarbon. And it's not too far-fetched because we know Raditz being the legendary Super Saiyan he gets great potential, he grows a lot stronger. And that person he senses is a bio-android known as Cell. And of course, when Raditz senses him, he is quite shocked because, yes, Raditz can sense energy by now. Since he's been training on Earth, he learns to sense energy. Since he saw few humans and people done so, able to control their power levels or not, he able to learn how to do that too. So yeah, he's able to sense Cell without the scouter. Although he still kept the scouter with him so that he could still contact Vegeta and Nappa, keep them updates. And by now, they also scan Cell's power, which Vegeta and Nappa are a little shocked by this because this Cell's power level was really high, and they have Raditz scouter, and Raditz was just saying his power level like it was stronger than his own. So yeah, Vegeta and Nappa are quite concerned, but they believe Raditz can handle this since they know how strong Raditz is. But when Raditz senses Cell, he sensed Kakarot. He sensed the same Manekium, but quite different, because he was sensing King Piccolo in him, and also the Piccolo we all know. He senses the human Krillin, and then, to shock you all, he sensed himself in this creature. Cell introduced himself as the Bio-Android, the last defender of Earth, and he's going to defeat Raditz. Yes, they're able to make Perfect Cell perfect immediately, and it's not too far-fetched since in the Dragon Ball video games, which I forgot which one, Dr. Gero did make Cell perfect from the get-go without requiring 17 and 18. So now we got Perfect Cell immediately. There's no need to absorb 2 androids. However, this Cell is not the same power level as he was in the Cell games, but he is much stronger than Raditz. The two of them stare at each other down, and without any hesitation, both of them bomb rush each other and begin to clash. And for once in his life, this is the first time ever Raditz was able to be pushed this much. He never has a proper challenge because obviously, since he was too strong in his missions, he was always killing everyone, with the only person who's able to push him or at least keep him in check is Vegeta himself. However, since Vegeta's not here and he was basically the strongest being on Earth, this is the first time ever besides Vegeta is able to push him in battle, able to give him a proper challenge. Not just a proper challenge, but overall outmatching him. Cell, he has a lot of challenges. This Cell is much smarter, much serious. He still has Goku's DNA, so he loves having good fights. He does have Saiyan DNA after all. That includes Raditz, which means that he could have Raditz potential, and that's the scarier part for Raditz. He has his potential. He has the same power. Not only that, but of course Cell also has Manekium DNA, which is regeneration. So that will also help Cell a lot. Although he does not have infinite energy, which unfortunately they couldn't do in time, but still is pretty confident he could beat Raditz. And it's not overconfidence. He's pretty confident he could take on the Saiyan. He knows his weaknesses. That will include his tail. Raditz already knew the weakness of his tail. However, he made sure he prepared for that. He knows that someone tried to grab his tail, and he was surprised that Kakarot remembers that weakness, since he was kind of an idiot back then when he first met him. And to avoid the same mistake, Raditz made sure to make sure he get rid of the weaknesses of his tail, since he wanted to make sure that nobody grabs his tail ever again. So unfortunately for Cell's disappointment, he does try to grab Raditz's tail, but Raditz didn't feel anything and just, well, punch Cell away, just blast him away. Of course, it doesn't bother Cell too much, but he's annoyed that that one weakness is just gone, because if it were still there, he was able to kill Raditz pretty easily. But now, he's just going to make it more difficult. But at the same time, he's kind of glad he got rid of the weakness, because where's the fun in that? Although this Cell is programmed to protect Earth, he still has some Dr. Gero's programming, basically just taking over the world. And he didn't betray Gero or Dr. Breeze, because Dr. Breeze made sure that he is also pretty good, just want to protect Earth and block surviving humanity, which that also helps Cell just be an anti-hero at best. Although, let's see how far he could go once this battle continues. Of course, the two begin to fight, and even if Raditz is growing in power, so does Cell, even more so than Raditz. And he's growing pretty rapidly, and Raditz is getting angrier and angrier, while Cell is having a lot of fun. Although at some point he does have to end the battle, because he needs to do what he needs to do. He needs to kill Raditz before Earth is utterly destroyed. So he charged up a powerful attack, the Kamehameha. He's going to avenge Goku, or at least avenge Goku because he wanted to kill Goku, since that program is still in him, and that was Dr. Gero's original plan, but it doesn't matter. He launched that powerful attack. Raditz tried to push it back with a double Sunday, but he's being pushed back to his limits, and Raditz just getting more and more angrier until the Kamehameha consumes him, vaporizing Raditz seemingly, which Cell's watching on, trying to make sure that Raditz is dead. He keeps his senses on, but he doesn't sense Raditz. Thinking he did the job done, he's about to fly away, but all of a sudden, he felt a massive burst of energy. Raditz emerges out of the smoke, able to survive barely, but his eyes are now glowing with yellow. He's able to unlock the wrathful form, similar to Broly did. And when Cell sees this, he's pretty surprised and shocked. Not only Raditz survived the Kamehameha, but now he's in this new transformation, whatever this is. But this is the wrathful form, similar to what Broly has unlocked. And Raditz, well, he's pretty pissed, even blind in rage, getting the 10 times boost he has. He looks at Cell, let out a small grin, and then rush at Cell. Cell power up to his 100% form right away, his 100% full power, and the two begin to clash. However, this time it's one-sided, but the tables are turned. This time Raditz now has the upper hand, and he's not fooling around. Whenever he gets a chance, he'll use it right now, as Raditz powered up a massive double Sunday. Of course, Cell dodges the attack, but then Raditz redirected back to Cell, hitting him right in the back. And then Raditz quickly charged out a powerful Saturday Crush. If Raditz tracked this battle long enough, it's very much possible so that Cell could also unlock the same thing. If Cell grows angry in this fight, which he is right now because he couldn't defeat Raditz and he was shocked by his power. Raditz has no hesitation, zero hesitation, fired the attack right at Cell, hitting him right in the chest as the chest blows up, with Cell falling to the ground defeated. Raditz powers down, out of stamina and energy, but victorious. He looks at the lifeless body of Cell, smiling before he flies away as he then passes out in a nearby forest. However, Raditz doesn't know about Cell's regeneration, because then Cell does regenerate soon after, although he himself is running out of energy and stamina, as he temporarily retreats to Gero's lab. Yeah, Cell is still alive, but now he has to hide himself and he needs to train. He needs to get the same power that Raditz has. Although he sees that he couldn't control himself, so Cell is going to try to get the same form that Raditz has. And that Cell leads to Jerusalem, with Raditz not knowing Cell is alive. This is where the what if ends for now. I hope you like this part, and I hope you see more of Cell, since Cell is going to be one of the main antagonists of the series, whilst Raditz is the protagonist. Well, it's kind of weird in the way I say that, but whatever. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.